Alright, let's restart this from the beginning. Snaskligan here, Runar Tvålfager, aka Runar Soap Beautiful, if you directly translate it. It's a fascinating nickname. Playing at the Bohemians flank here on their own home map. And yeah, probably going to do some monk shenanigans or the Hussite wagons, but even men-at-arms towers could make sense for the Bohemians here on the flank position. But we might have a battle of the wagons here, because the Belgian on the opposite team here for Nightclub, is playing as the Koreans. So if they're both planning the unique unit, we could have some interesting fights on our hands here, where I'm not sure who comes out on top actually, but given the Pierce armor of the Hussite wagons, I guess they will trade slightly better. Now for the pocket. Snaskligan's pocket fapping furiously. That sounds painful, but it's a fascinating nickname again here in the pocket position for the ranks here. As we know, one of the absolute strongest pocket civilizations in the game. Instant 20% hit points on the cavalry starting feudal age. So highest hit points paladins in the game. And yeah, cheaper castles could always come in handy. And throw your axemen against the infantry play should it come to that. So we'll see how Fapping furiously plays this, but probably going to play a support role with cavalry here. Sorry for the stream lag, I don't know what else to do at this point. And hello to the Belgian. Now for the left side flank here for Snaskligan, we have Big Man Kalash in the red, playing as the Italians. Now, Italians on hideout, that's kind of new to me, but they have that power spike of getting slightly cheaper to the next age, so you could play crossbows, arbalests, and benefit from these kinds of yeah, units upgrades as the game goes on. You also have the Genoese crossbowmen as the castle unique unit to handle opponent cavalry, and let's see, we have Persians here at least, and Koreans war wagons to some extent, so we'll see how that plays out. But Italians, okay, cool. Probably going to play the archers if I'm going to guess, but you never know. Now for Nightclub in the pocket, they have Beige playing as the Persians. It's a solid pocket civilization by all means. The town centers are harder to eat, they have twice the hit points. They also work 10, 15 and 20% faster as you progress through the ages for the Persians. Fully upgraded heavy camels, fully upgraded paladins, and also a bonus attack against archers for the Persian knights. I believe it's a team bonus actually, so it's going to benefit other cavalry as well. But a great boom if you can get to it. Might be able to compete with the Franks due to the faster production of villagers, at least in a straight boom engagement. But keeping up with the Franks, instant farm upgrades, and generally good eco, that could still be an issue. Now finally, Lin on the left hand side here as the Ethiopians. Now, Lin loves her men-at-arms play, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see a kind of a men-at-arms archers or men-at-arms towers play here, even from Lin. It's easier to pull off with the Ethiopians, as you get 100 food, 100 gold once you reach the next age. And but with that in mind, that bonus also makes it easier to go straight for the fast castle. So you could also try to just wall off this left-hand side here, and just secure yourself and aim for that next age at as low as 23 pop, I would say, for the Ethiopians because of that gold food bonus. The advantage being, if you don't get loom, you also don't need to mine gold to go to the castle age, so you sort of free up 2 villagers to do something else on the way to the castle age there. Seems like the idle times are comparable here. I did see one of the players getting loom. Who was that? I think it was Beige actually getting loom here to yeah, to keep the TC working while struggling with for food to keep going. But we might see the players going up soon. I don't see any... Oh, wait. Who will let the Belgian in? This is free scouting intel for the Belgian here. Not bad. Not bad at all. Gets to learn what Runar Tvålfager is up to here. The villagers don't have loom, but when the scout is as weak as this, doesn't really matter. Maybe in the feudal age, if you keep the scout alive, you might be able to pick up an unloomed villager, but yeah, the Belgian is just basically going to take the advantage of scouting all of the resources here. Where are the wood lines, where are the golds, and he's going to note that the forward The gold here is... No, wait, if he scouts it, that is... He's going to see that the gold is forward and this gold is forward. So it should be fairly easy to deny Runar Trollfager's gold here. Scout of a big man Kalash pounding away at Lean's walls here. It's going to take a while to break in there, as you deal probably just 1 damage per hit or something. The Palisades have tiny bit of melee armor, so means that it negates some of the attack of the Scout. 1 damage per hit. Should take 150 hits to take out the Dark Age Walden, but... Okay, so Lin is not really playing the Men-at-Arms this time around, at least doesn't look like it. 26 pop by now, still not clicked the Feudal Age, and will be relying on keeping any aggression out from the walls, while our Italian's friend here is going up to the next age at 24 pop. 3 on gold. Also looks like kind of a fast castle to me here, but you never know what these guys are up to. Beige, however, the first one to the Feudal Age here, will be making the Scouts, maybe? It's only 23 pop, but I guess the food is on point here. Your villagers, you're created a little bit faster now. So that's might mean another villager before clicking up here, but the food source seems on point, only needing a little bit more gold now. 4 gold, yeah, okay, baby. Beige will pull off the super fast castle with the Persians here, at least as far as Persians go. I'd wager that would go straight into a boom here, since the building is... Wait, there's no market! It's only the blacksmith. This is not a... This is the fake fat castle here. Here comes the market. The not so bad cattle approach from Beige here, but once the market is up, the resources are going to be on point to click up, and given the research speed of the Persian TC being 10% faster, it's still going to be a pretty decent fast castle for Beige. However, the first player reaching the castle age for Knights Club at 25 villagers here, that would be the Belgian, and he's quite heavy on stone, so expect to see some war wagons here in not too long. Oh, I couldn't see the builder there, but there's one builder building the market here for Runar. He's just lacking a tiny bit of food to go up now, and will also be clicking the castle age at a healthier economy and population than the Belgian. The problem is he might actually get the castle in his face here. His scout is on point, so he'll see the villagers moving out here. But can he stop it? That's the question. You could, of course, drop a power, or just rely on the resource income here to survive to the castle age and drop your own castle. Here comes the castle for the Belgian. And he is placing it right in the face of Runar Trollfager here. Sorry about the stream drops here, I really don't know what to do. The internet is acting up like crazy here. But I'll just try to hope it will stabilize a bit. So the castle of the Belgian dropping right in the face of the Runar Trollfager here. He is not up to the castle age yet, but should probably have the stone to... Oh wait, he doesn't have the stone either. Even with the Bohemian's bonus, he has a bit too few on stone to survive this forward here. First war wagon is out before Runar can wall this out, so this is some intense aggression from the Belgian here. And already getting some villagers. Loom is in. And the war wagons are out for blood here. This could be some serious damage on the purple player's base. What's he gonna do? Does Runar have stone? He's missing 20 stone for a castle now. He's trying to flee already. Is he gonna run for his pocket now? Where are these guys going? Where is the castle going? Where are you going? Are you fleeing already? Better safe than sorry, and etc. Meanwhile, on the left hand side, Lean is joined by some of the Knights of Beige, and will be keeping an eye out for the crossbow movement on the Italians on the left hand side. But the real deal is going down on the right hand side here. It's the war wagons denying Runar Trollfager's castle here on hideout, and right onto the action here in the castle age it is with every player in the castle age. Lean getting Doom just now, but didn't lose a single villager, as the Belgian has taken out 4 villagers of Runar Trollfager, scrambling up the castle here, losing lots of villager working time and villagers in the process. But if he gets this castle up, at least he salvages the stone, the wood line, and stuff going on here. So fingers crossed, Runar Trollfager will be able to complete this one. He's also pulled away some villagers, just in case his base gets completely demolished here. He'll have the means to survive. I think Belgium is trying to focus fire a bit here, but the castle goes up, so he will be seeing some Hussite wagons here if Runar Trollfager's eco allows. He has the market, so he could sell some wood for gold here to produce the unique unit. He's also collecting gold up here, and yeah, it should, I mean, it's wood and gold for the Hussite wagons. That's exactly what he's doing, and the war wagons themselves, they don't easily kill them, but the damage has been done. The Belgian 9 villagers killed. And looks like he actually wants to just move on to the pocket, because fapping furiously here in the pocket doesn't really have any defensive castle or the means to drop one. Well, he's with one on the stones, maybe eventually, or worst case, could buy some stone for a castle here. They're just chilling out now. What's up on the left-hand side? The knights are out, the crossbows are pulled back inside of big man Kalash's base here. And Lin and, Beige and Lin won't be doing too much for now. Lin is also making the archers. Didn't get the crossbow yet, did not get to... well, could even make some showtills to break through the gate more quickly with their high attack, but it doesn't make sense when there's crossbows guarding. It's good defense here for big man Kalash, by the way, but let's see the blue dots moving in over here on Flapping Furiously's base. That's going to be a devastating losses for the orange player as well. The Belgian dominating with the war wagon efforts over here. Just have a quick check at these things here. I'm just gonna see if that makes a difference on the performance of the stream. Sometimes it helped. So sorry about the tapping out there. Lots of idle time cost on Flapping Furiously now. If you see the workers, barely any workers at all. Actually, in fact, garrisoning this TC here seems like a bit of an overkill to garrison this TC as well. It's not really under any direct threat of the war against. Lots of eco damage taken here though, no resources being brought in. 10 villagers lost for Flapping Furiously, and Knights Club are assuming a solid economic lead as a result of the forward efforts here. Looking at the military numbers though, they are equal, and the Knights now being pulled back from Flapping Furiously. No defense whatsoever though, so that is going to hurt for the Franks here. This is not enough Knights to take out the war wagons, even with the upgrades. And also looking at the TCs here, nothing working. Look at the worker efficiency. 0% working efficiency for Flapping Furiously. Everything has halted. Oh, but hey, it's not losing builders, so I'm not complaining too much about the reaction here, but it feels like a bit of an overreaction. Now the forward castle, more war wagons in queue here as the Belgian keeps the push going. Lin with the third DC, they're sort of just playing it relaxed on this left-hand side here. They tried to break in, didn't succeed. The Italians player at a healthy population didn't take any losses. Big man Kalash here, and now is coming to the rescue to try to clean up these war wagons. Unfortunately for flapping furiously, that economy has barely been working at all for quite a bit now. Struggling for food since the farmers haven't been working. Could drop another TC to compensate and boom a little bit back into it here, but first needs to get rid of the threat that is the war wagons. Oh, Runar, Hålfager, attempting a bit of a counter-attack here. If he breaks through this palisade gate, he might, at the very least, get some villagers here, but I think the reaction of Belgian is on point, dropping that defensive castle and going to lose maybe a couple of villagers, but he could scramble some more villagers and get this castle up and should be fine. The war wagons would be helpful as well. Good spot of Runar Tvolfager with the counter-attacks to deny this TC on this fantastic spot between the stone and gold here. War wagons versus Hussite wagons, the battle of the wagons, but look at the war wagons, how little damage they do to these Hussite wagons. It's fascinating, but it's because of the pierce armor of the Hussite wagons. Peter, who's that? The actual name of Demon Hot Dog. Okay, cool. Okay, Big Man Clash. Oh, I knew it had to be something. I see. Alright, let's see the last Hussite wagon go on. Yeah, it will be dying. Let's have a look over here. Green Knights inside of the red base here. Big Man Kalash in big trouble here. It's going to take some hits on the woodland. Good spreading out of the Knights here from base for maximum effort, maximum value from the few units as well. Lin is out with the Mangonels. Has had some juicy shots in the league earlier on with Onagers. So Mangonels provides some good forward value here as well. Makes it a lot more awkward to engage with the crossbows against this kind of push. Seems like the Franks player in the pocket has stabilized a bit. 37 villagers to 65. Those of Beige is with a massive boom compared to the other pocket. And the Belgians weathered the storm as well. Killed a whooping 21 villagers so far this game. Oh, let's have a look here. Decent shot. Oh, wait, who killed the Magadon? Was it a friendly fire or what happened there? Good job of the pocket knights here. The +1 defense is in at least. Runar Tvolfager is going to Imperial Age somehow as well, which means that he'll be able to trebuchet down the Belgian's castle. That could backfire a bit for the Belgian here, actually. Belgian is not with the craziest economy ever. He has 2 castles producing war wagons, but he's only got 1 town center behind it. So if he loses his castles, that could be an abrupt end to the push on the right-hand side. But this is where the action is at now. We have Mangonels and Crossbows and Knights pushing here. A steady flow of units from Knight Club. Really taking out the Italians players' armies and economy here, which is the only player who didn't lose anything significant to the early action. Up on the right hand side was the war wagon count here. It's nothing too threatening, at least not here, but there's probably more war wagons to move out from home base for the Belgian. He's going to collect them, and he's also adding Mangonels against the Hussite wagons. Proper reaction there, but the Hussite wagons of Runar Tvolfager, they've increased in number. He's been able to pump out quite a bit of them. Oh, that's where the rest of them are. So he found the stray gold miners. Good pick off, actually. Lots of eco kills for the Belgian. Is showing the proper raiding efforts this game. Persian player with +2 defense also has this bonus attack against the knights. And more knights flooding in, of course. You see the pocket knights numbers is well ahead for the green player. It's some good pressure being applied here for Beige and Lean. And the faster firing Ethiopians archers, of course, working out here as well. The Franks knights +2/+2 here as on it. Runar Trollfager at 27, pop 15, military. He has the Hussite wagons covering the trebuchet here, so maybe, just maybe, he'll deal with the forward castle here. But these mangonels look dangerous as well. He doesn't really have a response to them alone. He needs pocket assistance from Fapping Furiously, but Fapping Furiously is indeed not with production numbers comparable to the green pocket here, so trebuchets go down, huge value lost for Runar Trollfager. Snaskligan down to 100 villagers less than Nightclub, and Nightclub sitting at a higher army count. So it looks like they have this in the bag, to be honest. They have such a huge lead now, it should be nearly impossible to come back from this. Yeah, that's the TC. You see that Big Man Kalash has moved away as well. But it's the Imperialist TC! No! Oh man! Oh, it's so unfortunate that's going to die while on the way to the Imperial Age. It's only 18 pop, but Imperial Age is Imperial Age. You might question the decision of going imp at that certain point, but the TC is lost. That means that resources have been returned, and that actually makes a kind of a reboom a little bit easier. But now Imperial Age on the way for Lean as well. And on the right hand side, the war wagons and mangonels are successfully pushing all Belgian needs now, our trebuchets, to take down this one and only defensive castle, and Runar Trollfager is left with no defenses as well. Score not looking very uplifting here for Snaskligan, but they're fighting valiantly to keep their bases and economies alive. Now a defensive castle for Fapping Furiously as well. The only player on Nightclub not going Imperial Age just yet is the Franks player though, but in return the green, the Franks, I mean the Persians player. In return at least Beige is providing significant military here, and you can see a 3-to-1 ratio in the military difference between the teams on the top side here. Some Franks Knights joining in here. I think the intention is to snipe the mangonels, but even mangonels, if you have 6 of them like this, that is bad news for your structures. You don't exactly take out castles, so actually I kind of question. I mean, no, I don't really question it, because it's a response to the Hussite wagons that can't really engage here. But adding some rams as well to deal with this castle, when you have this kind of cover fire from the war wagons, you should be able to push down the castle with rams as well, without villagers taking them out. Belgium now in the Imperial Age as well, queuing war wagon and not a trebuchet actually, but he's going to get around to the trebuchets as well, I'm sure, if eco allows, that is, and it almost does if he transitions some of that excess resources into gold. Some more Hussite wagons here, they will be taken out by the war wagons eventually here. Top side, trebuchets are popping out as well. Lin with a threatening number of arbalests here, almost 50 of them, and they seem to be walling themselves out here to deny red further escape here. A little bit of raids from our green pocket as well, just committing to the full castle age here, but producing out of 5 stables. Really keeping the numbers up here to make use of the knights to set back also the orange pocket here. Where are the Belgian Trebs? So first one now in queue. I mean, Runar is basically trapped at home base here, so Just keeping the armies here really is enough, and the mangonels, if they get a couple of lucky shots in here, that should be the end of the Hussite wagons. But the war wagons alone can't really deal with Hussite wagons like this. Oh, good hit. Yeah, mangonels getting some value here now, some war wagons going down, of course, but the thing is, the economy Runar Tvolfager currently has, that's just not going to be able to replenish these numbers. So Runar is taking a maybe necessary but unfavorable fight here. And as we can see, the war wagons largely come out on top here, even though the mangonels have been dealt with at least. Topside castles are going up to push the Italians further here. Genoese crossbowmen against Ethiopians armless. That's a fight that the Genoese will lose any day, unfortunately. But it's also the only option that Big Man Kalash has to add any kinds of units now. So adding units is always a plus, of course. Three Hussite wagons left, bomber cannons still in the queue, they are hanging in here, Snaskligan. Even if they're 200 villagers behind, they don't care, they want to fight their way back here. After all, there are some neutral resources to be taken, still a tiny pile of gold and some stone maybe. But I'll have to say, it doesn't look too right for the, in large part, Swedish team here, the Snaskligan. Another forward castle, it's the get out of my game castle for the Belgian here. One trap gets sniped by the bomber cannon, so that needs to be dealt with. You could basically fight it with villagers at this point because there's no protective buildings here to keep that out. Runar got a TC up on the woodline over here, that's been spotted by Beige. No, he didn't spot it actually. And another one! Is this the Belgians spelling out GG with castles here? I don't think it's that. I don't think it's toxic, so he wouldn't be doing that. But that last castle, that's the chain in the coffin. The first game goes to Knights Club, and the GG is indeed called here. We'll have a browse through the stats and go to another absolute chaotic map, which would be Water Nomad. But first, little look here at the general development of the game. I did miss some of the early action on the left hand side, but this was just too exciting to follow the battle of the wagons on the right hand side. Massive KD base, actually never going Imperial Age, I think there was even. Yes, just stay in Catholic, why not? Why not? And yeah, 90-58, lots of villagers among these guilds, of course, but guilds are guilds. Lean actually the healthiest economy here, earlier to the triple TC boom, and Snaskligan subject to heavy, relatively early pressure on hideout from both sides. They fall behind in eco rather quickly. That's a decent fast castle for the Persians. Was missing the second building to click immediately there, but still. Good one to go into the what was essentially Knights production and maybe an additional TC as well. Huge boom for the Persians as well, actually out equaled by Lin still, so that's a matter of efficiency as well, I guess, or when you actually invest into these villagers. It did make army first, then booming later. Oh, we need to see the APM chart as well. No idea what's going on here, but 160 APM at minute 1 for the Belgian here. Alright, let's find Water Nomad. Set the names first. There we go, Nightclub, they're up 1-0. I think I'll switch Runar to purple as well, so we have a little bit more of an overview here. Belgium says best map ever. for Watermill, but I cannot say that I agree. But I'll take it. Anyway, it is no treaty Watermill, but it's just a map script that's been used to make sure that the replays aren't broken. Alright, let's have a look at this. They're actually setting up pretty much like a, depending on where red sets up, of course. But it looks like we're going to have the TCs on right and left here, almost like Arabia-style setup and spawning here. So, think about Water Nomad. Galleys are huge. Fast, fuel age galleys, and you could deny anything, take out fish, take out gold income, and maybe mix in some demolition rafts or ships. We see those as well. But fast fuel age galleys, that's just the way to go for Water Nomad, I've learned. But you need to rush up a dock, otherwise your fishing ships won't have a drop-off point. So actually the dock should be dropped before your TC on this map. Just rush up the dock, then try and find a spot for the TC, preferably on gold and wood, because you're going to need the gold for the galley production. And then just take it from there. Make sure your fishing ships are working, because that's your food source to get to the fuel age ASAP. And of course you'll need a lumber camp as well to get double bit axe as soon as you can in the fuel age. Wood is essential for the massing of ships here. So nightclub, let's have a look at their civs before we move on to the fuel age, which is probably going to happen rather quickly here. This is a fuel age heavy map. The Belgian with the Vikings providing cheaper docks, 15% cheaper docks for his teammates and himself, obviously, which saves up wood and makes it easier to afford that additional house and the TC as well. Without it, yeah, you need houses as well because you start at 13 pop. Beige with the Japanese here, tankier fishing ships, cheaper resource drop-off points, both things that come in handy because you really need that lumber camp, and you may need to relocate for gold access as well as you get approached by the early aggression. And finally, Lin with the Persians here. Persians, town centers, and docks, twice the hit points, so they're much harder to take out. They also start, docks also work faster, and TCs, starting in the fuel age, 10, 15, 20% ratio. Very nice combination of civilizations here. Now, for the opposing teams, Snaskligan have done their homework. They've also gone with strong naval civs here. We have Big Man Kalash with the Italians. Lots of bonuses applying to the Italians. Among other things, the fishing ships are cheaper, so you save some wood there. And the technologies, you have some discounts, I think, as well on the technologies, or I don't really remember the proper bonuses for Italians, but they've got some important naval bonuses working for them. I need to look that up. I don't like water heavy map, so my water tech tree knowledge is limited. Koreans. Turtle ships comes to mind, which is strong against other ships, not so much against buildings, but if you get to the cast age, Koreans could for sure make a difference here with their turtle ships. And you have the potential powers for defense and offense as well, actually, for the Koreans, so certainly not to discourage that either. You could make towers. Castles maybe not something you rush on Water Nomad, but towers for the Koreans with instant upgrades comes to mind. And finally, Portuguese for fruit salad, who seems to be in the chat as well. Fruit salad, fruto salad. Play against the Portuguese. Any gold unit, 20% cheaper. The battleships or the Portuguese, they have extra hit points as well. So they're really tough to take out. They have a unique ship in the Caravel as well, which is a good counter pick to the Vikings longboats should the game go to the Castle Age here. Belgian is up. Belgian is queuing the galleys, and his teammates are soon to follow. Snaskligan following up as well. They seem to have been doing their homework on Water Nomad here, getting up fairly early, except for Runar, who almost looks like he's trying for a fast castle here, which seems very ambitious for Water Nomad. Hey, you never know. He might actually make it. So, first few Gales moving out here. I'm not loving Belgium's current scouting, but he has an idea about Big Man Kalash's location here. We'll be finding the fishing ships, we'll be finding gold that is admittedly very exposed here. That is going to make it difficult for Big Man Kalash to produce the necessary units here. What's their dock situation? Looks like only one dock for Big Man Kalash. The Runar Trollfager is in the village here with the double docks, now making fire galleys. Water Nomad is such an open map, as you can see here. You can pass everywhere on this mangrove terrain, so fire galleys, they don't have any means to catch up with the galleys, so of course you'll at some point need them to take out galleys if you're able to catch up, but in general, early game Water Nomad galleys definitely the way to go. Let's see what Lean is up to down here. Lean is making the fire galleys as well, but being joined by Beige's Japanese galleys here. Beige and Lin with the teamwork again here, like on Hideout, doubling up on Fruit Salad over here. Who's got the walls up, does not want any demolition ships to hit the Buffalo Herd or the gold miners over here. Good walling by Fruit Salad, good defensive efforts here. Queuing up on the galleys as well, but seems to not be consistent with both docks producing here. That could be an issue once the military numbers start to escalate here. Oh, and the fire galleys catch up. Lean's fire galley investment pays off here. Weakens the galleys quite a bit, and now they're finding some stray fishing ships to snipe here as well, taking a hit on the economy. Let's have a look at the top side again. I mean, looking at the economy of Runar Trollfager, I actually really like to see Runar Trollfager actually dropping those two buildings and just aim for the castle age instead, because it looks like the resources will warrant that. And seeing as Nightclub are heavily investing into fuel this year, if we could get just a few of those beastly but slow turtle ships out there, that could actually shift the favors of the game here, maybe. But of course it takes time to resource the castle age, and you risk getting hit in the meantime, so it's not any guarantee you'll be able to make it, but looking at the current disposition of eco and everything here, that actually looked like it might have been Purple's plan to do so. Yeah, Lean with the double docks production of fire galleys here, producing them faster as the Persians as well, taking out Fruit Salad's docks, which also means taking out the drop-off points. It's a very compact but also very fragile base to this kind of aggression from Fruit Salad, because there's nowhere to run or float currently here. Good job at keeping that RV production consistent though. Could also garrison inside the dock over here to mass up on more units, taking refuge on a DC fire. Solid defensive play here by the orange player, and Runar Trollfager now joining in with the purple galleys as well, fire galleys, sorry. And we have a bit of a 2 vs 2 scenario here where Snaskligan actually have the numbers advantage. Belgian trying to sneak around here, trying to find the fish maybe, could deny the dock over here, but let's have a look at the 2 vs 2 play out down here. Nightclub losing their offenses this time around, and that shifts the favor of the army numbers, at least down here. It's the Belgian has been taking good fights by the looks of it. 6-7-0 KD here, didn't lose a single ship yet. So that's some proper galley micro from our blue friend up north here. Maybe we should be paying some attention here now. Blacksmith going up for Big Man Kalash. Having missing that blacksmith means that fletching has been missing for a long while as well. It is in for the Belgian. So that's a huge advantage for the Vikings player as well, dealing more damage and having extra range. I think blue is hacking, guys. Sorry to say that Belgian is just, it's apparently the Belgians' favorite map. So you'd expect the Belgian to perform well on these chaotic messy maps. He really likes Socotra as well and these kinds of maps. So what's going on down south here? Remassing the units. Nightclub, 10 military lead here. Eco lead as well. Eco not nearly as important on Water Nomad, the early economy, compared to other maps. It's all about the galleys and the army usage here. Good offensives. Seems like much more consistent production for Nightclub here. 4 docks for Beige, 3 docks for the Belgian, 20 galleys. Belgian, 16 3KD at this point. Really dominating up north here. But he should consider trying to hit purple as well. As Runar hasn't been taking a single eco hit here. But Big Man Kalash, however, has lost lots of eco units here. Maybe it's time to move on. No ballistics for you yet. Your feudal age galleys. Market goes up for Runar Trollhager. Is he going to risk going to the Castle Age here? Are we going to see the turtle ships? He certainly has the resources to go up. He seems to have the buildings as well. Blacksmith Market is in place, and Belgian, as mentioned, now hitting the purple player, who has only 1 eco loss so far, and has also managed to mass up quite a bit of galleys here. So Runar is no slouch on the naval maps by the looks of it. Down south, the fire galleys in mass again here. Triple docks producing fire galleys. Oh, demos. Where are the demos? Oh. I don't need to keep an eye on that. Lean's got demos out. Galleys from either side here. Orange is completely surrounded. And looks like Big Man Kalash is flaring. The Belgians' home base, shouting desperately to ask him to really hit the Belgians' home base. He is crippling us at home here. Please counterattack if you can. Twice the military now for Nightclub. They seem to be on top of things here with their military movement. Oh, demo! A bit underwhelming, but did get 1 villager there, so don't say Lynn doesn't get value from her demos. That's 1 villager for 1 demo. It's an expensive villager kill, but it's still a villager kill. And they're successfully entrapping Fruit Salad at home base here. Castle Age for Runar Trollhager, so he did get after. We also have Castle Age on the way for Fruit Salad, but what is that going to bring with the lack of army numbers that they have? In fact, staying in the feudal age for this long for Nightclub, it's really paying off here because they've been more consistent with the unit mass. This is not a too favorable fight for the Belgian. He's even stealing Red's fish. Nasty. Yeah, Fruit Salad losing some precious numbers here, and again the gold getting contested. It's close to DC, but not close enough. This is a great work of Beige here to stay on the gold, make sure that Fruit Salad doesn't have gold access. Oh, well. But yeah, Fruit Salad will have to rely on the market to buy resources to keep consistent production of units here. Castle Age is in, you could get Careening and War Galley coming in here. Bodkin Arrow should definitely be coming as well, but I think having lost all of the fish, Eco Fruit Salad is struggling a lot for food here, so you'll have to buy food for... Probably bought food for War Galley as well, but we'll definitely have to buy food for Bodkin Arrow for the galleys, which is also important. But Runar Trollhager now with the War Galleys joining in here, trying to deal with the green armies, and at this point maybe Fruit Salad will actually benefit from making an opening here to let his teammates' armies in. Top side War Galley for the Belgian as well. The +1 attack is in from and Bodkin Arrow coming in as well. +1 is from Fletching, of course, but Bodkin is on the way. Looks like this is a decent engagement for Snaskligan though. Big Man Kalash going for the cast stage here. Will not lose the researching TC this time around, but the army numbers and builder numbers, the general eco of the red player, is looking rather rough. Are we going to see some longbows here from the Belgian? He has 19 more galleys now, currently not producing more at all, and he's dropping a forward university close to Red's base here. He's just completely assumed the area up north here, enjoying his jolly old, good old time on his favorite map here. So Runar has been helping out down south, so his army has been out of position here. That is going to backfire in the general economy here as more villagers go down. And basically throughout this whole game, I don't think Nightclub have been hit at home base at all. So they're really playing the aggression well here to keep their opponents out. Yeah, here are longboats. They're coming. No careening, not that you need it at this point, but always useful to have that extra armor if you can afford it. But the Belgian now currently... Oh, there it is on the way, so never mind. Too large screen. I can't watch everything at once. But longboats are out. They fire deadly fast. And ballistics even on the way here. The Belgian just getting everything. He did place the university for that purpose. The numbers of Snaskligan actually not too far off Nightclub. Everyone's in the castle age here, so wouldn't really call this game over yet. But of course, the eco of Snaskligan especially have taken a huge blow here. They've lost lots of eco units, but somehow they are not as far behind in military as I would expect. Second TC here for Big Man Kalash. If it goes up, I'd say that's value. It's a good TC. It protects 3 resources here. Could eventually try and get a defensive cattle up as well, but the longboats ever increasing number here, that is going to be a concern for Snaskligan. Yeah, the longboats dominating in the north, and now the war galleys numbers down south on the Japanese. They are in rather large number as well. Lean with the fire ships got careening in as well. That's important to withstand more arrows from enemy defending units here. The town center is still alive with fruit salad, but look at their villager numbers here. Big Man Kalash managed to complete TC, but the resources available, not so much food source, food income very low. Their fish income is basically obliterated, and that means you can't replenish your economy, whether it be fishing ships or villagers. This is looking very rough for the orange player. He's playing with some villagers, and I guess the rest of the economy is... Yeah, he's running away with 2 villagers, hoping to sneakily reboom in the corner over here, but the TC looks like it will be going down, and Lin and Beige, they just will not let go over here. They'll keep the pressure going. Even some demos coming in here to take out the TC even more. Oh wait, maybe wait till the villagers on garrison actually, but yeah, here they go. Weepy land grabs. Yeah. Yeah, man, I grew up in the countryside as well. No water for me. Not salt water anyway. I don't know if water nomad is... I guess it's salt water because you have this deep fish here, this salmon and tuna. Okay, it's salt water. Still good efforts from Snaskligan though. They've certainly been doing their homework on water nomad. We have 2 of their players going early to the village, competing with the nightclub times and producing the galleys mainly. A terrible experience, and who can blame fruit salad? Completely sandwiched in between the double aggression of Lean and Beige here. And Fruit Salad said it was my first and last time on Water Nomad. Yeah, I know the feeling. I've only played one team game on Water Nomad as well, and we won it. So I'm 100% win rate on Water Nomad, but I won't play it voluntarily again. Not by any means. Okay, let's move on to the stats here as Nightclub pulls off the 2-0 here. Belgium clearly comfortable with their home map here. This mess of a map. You'd think that Vikings would have the best economy here, but Belgium was mainly massing units, right? So of course he was investing into economy as well, but Beige getting out on top there, maybe with slightly more focus on the economy rather than just the galley mass, but it works out. Good sets, guys. Rough matchup for Snaskligan, it looked like, but that also comes down a little bit to the teams and strategies, which Nightclub deserves credit for in both their maps here. GG.